It is Thursday, February 24th when suddenly at 5 in the morning you can hear her strikes going off all over Ukraine. From east to west and from north to south, Russian troops are storming the country through the borders from Belarus in the north, from Russia from the east and from Crimea from the south. Poor Ukrainians are panicking when they see long Russian convoys marching right in front of their houses. In the big cities, people are running and taking shelter wherever they can just to escape from the horror that is going on in the streets. Endless lines of cars form on the major roads leading to the western part of the country, as people are desperate to escape from what is about to come. But why all this? Why is all this going on, and why Ukraine? As tensions have been going up over the past few weeks between Russia and Ukraine, NATO, Europe and the United States, things have taken quite a turn on that eventful morning when Putin finally did the unthinkable, starting the long-feared invasion of Ukraine. But why is it that this could not have been prevented? Was there really no ally of Ukraine who could have done anything to stop this from happening? It all has roots to the Cold War. Understanding NATO is key to the actions of Russia. Right after World War II, the United States had one serious opponent, the Soviet Union. Their influence was growing, and their massive army was an even bigger problem. They were competing on all levels. This prompted the United States to quickly find a solution. This led to one of the biggest military alliances in the world, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as NATO. However, one of the biggest credits for defeating Nazi Germany was attributed to the Soviets, which made the Soviets feel betrayed by the world for the formation of an alliance against them. NATO is a military alliance with the purpose of keeping all its member states safe from the Soviets. There is an interesting article in the NATO treaty, Article 5, which says that an attack on one of its members is an attack against all its member countries. It is an effective policy if you want to ensure protection against the Soviets. In 1991, when the Soviet Union fell, Article 5 has never actually been invoked. Ever since the fall of the Soviets, the organization whose purpose was to defend against it, has doubled. It now includes countries which were either part of the Soviet Union or which were right at Russia's border. Understandably, some of the ex-Soviet countries had some nasty experiences with the Soviets, so the desire for protection against them was expected. Joining NATO and keeping it alive even after the fall of the Soviets was seen as a good insurance against repeating that history. They mobilized these so-called ethnic lobbies in the American Congress to press for the inclusion of other countries in the organization, expanding it and making it more powerful. The US, as the main arms supplier and the biggest member of the alliance, had its very own reasons for expanding the alliance. During the Cold War, NATO existed to defend Western Europe against the Soviet Union. Because the Soviets never attacked Western Europe, however, NATO never had to fight. After the fall of the Soviets, however, NATO's actual reason to exist has vanished, so there was a frantic way of finding a reason for NATO to keep on. So, they built upon the phrase, out of area. Basically, making them look for things to do just to keep NATO around and the Americans pleased, as they were the biggest and most powerful member. As to Russia's sense of betrayal, its root date back to the 1990s, when American diplomats promised not to expand NATO an inch eastward. This promise, however, was never written down. The Americans insist there was no formal agreement, where the Russians say there was a verbal agreement that it believed the US for its word.